Good morning, my beautiful yogis, and welcome to my channel. Oh, it's getting cold in Central Florida. Oh my gosh, it's the coldest day of the year. It's 30 something outside, which is cold for us. May not be cold for you where you are, but it's a little chilly. Anyway, I'm inside and I'm cozy, but I like these little beanies. I actually stole this from my son. So this practice is going to be a full intermediate power flow. Okay, if you've done any of the sun salutations, then you know how we'll be warming up. And we're just going to flow and enjoy it. And I want you to approach this video with gentleness. Just do what you can to the best of your ability. Listen to your body and, let that be perfect. If you need to take a break, pause the video, lay in child's pose, just do what you need to do to take care of yourself and start back up when you're ready. So I want you to give the gift of gentleness to yourself. I do all the time. I am incredibly gentle with myself, especially if I'm approaching something that scares me or I think is going to be hard. I just say, it's okay, Rebecca. You got this. I'm right here. And I'd like you to do the same thing for yourself. Okay? Let's hit the mat. Here we go. I'm sure this beanie will go after a few rounds. I'll face you. You can face forward. I have 2 blocks, by the way. You may want to get 2 blocks. That might be helpful for this practice. Okay. So rest with your palms up and close your eyes. Start to find your breath. Deep, full breath in. Long, slow breath out. Deep, full breath in. Long, slow breath out. Let's do it again. Deep, full breath in. Long, slow breath out. Good. Bring your hands to your hearts. Set your intention. Perhaps it is to be gentle with yourself throughout this entire practice, or to be present, or whatever it is that you need. It also helps to do a little visualization. So if you want to see yourself going through this practice, see the look on your face, see the joy that it brings to your body, mind, and spirit. That's always a nice tool. I sort of see my intention having manifested. Then we're going to take a nice full breath in. Open our mouths and send our intention with a good. Let's find all 4s. And I've got my shoulders over my wrists and my hips over my knees. My hands are grounded. Take a nice full breath in. Round up into a mad cat. Tuck your chin. Inhale, heart lifts, gaze lifts, tail lifts. Exhale, mad cat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you can do these cats and cows as quickly or as slowly as you like. Now I'm going to start to take my torso over my wrist and do some circles. Keeping the breath moving in and out through my nose. Moving my hips out to the side for a little stretch. And then I'm going to reverse that and switch in the other direction. I find that a little smile on my lips is really nice. It brings a nice feeling of well-being to my whole system. Good, and then I'm going to sit back on child's pose. I'm going to take my knees wide, toes touch, my hands come back, and I'm going to circle out my wrists. Splay my fingers. Rest on my third eye and roll my forehead from side to side, from eyebrow to eyebrow. And just find a moment of stillness to dedicate my practice out to someone or something that needs it. And again, once you find the object of your blessing, create an image in your mind's eye of them having received it. So see them well, or happy, or contented, or abundant. And then we're going to send our blessing with a deep breath in and an open breath out. Go. And then bring your fingers in front of you. Come up on your spider fingers. Press your fingertips into the mat. Release the forehead down. Breathe into the whole shoulder girdle. Then walk your left hand over to the right, place it on top. Rest your forehead down, and then root the left hip for left side body stretch. Then we'll come through the middle and over to the left. Right hand on top of left, root the right sit bone down. Right side body stretch. And come back to the middle. Press the meaty part of the hands down. And exhale. You'll probably see a dog or a cat walking by. And then come on up. One more time to all fours. Have your blocks close. Give yourself one more cat-cow. So inhale here. Exhale, round up to mad cat. Inhale, lift your heart, gaze tail. And exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So you may start with a nice generous bend in the knees. Walk it out. Everybody's dog is different. So up and back on the toes and back to the heels. I like to shift forward and check my alignment so that my shoulders are over my wrists and my hands aren't too wide. And then come back to downward facing dog. And I tuck my chin at the bottom, press into the meaty part of the palms. Oh, it feels good. So engaging your triceps, tucking your chin, pressing your palms into the mat, lifting the tail like you've got a lightsaber between your legs and you're flashing on the ceiling. And then drawing the heels down, reaching the crown of the head to the mat. These are the actions that refine your downward facing dog. Good, now we're gonna come up on our toes and then down on our heels, exhaling. Nice, then walk your fingers to your hands. Separate your feet, soften your knees, and hang in ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbows if that feels good. Taking breaths into the back body, letting the head hang heavy. And then I like to sway from side to side. So it brings in the side body action. And I like to flow, so make it your own. Toes are facing forward. And what's happening here is that the head and the arms are helping to release the low back and the hamstrings. Then I find stillness and take a couple breaths. And there's no shrugging here. I'm just letting my arms hang. I'm grateful, you know, I'm grateful to be here on my mat. I'm grateful that I have this yoga practice. It really supports me in my life. It really gives me a lot. It gives me vitality and it gives me strength. It gives me calm. And because I have you, it gives me connection. And I'm really, really grateful for that. So heel toe your feet back together, bring your toes together. My heels are apart a little. And come to a flat back. So again, maybe your hands will reach the floor for a flat back. Many people do not. So you can bring your hands up to your shins or even up to your thighs, okay? What we don't want is a rounded back. So this action is opposite from the tucking action. So heart lifts, gaze lifts on a flat back, which is called Ardha Uttanasana, and then we fold for Uttanasana. Let's do two more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. One more. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Now, because our head has been down for a while, we're going to soften our knees very generously and let our hands and arms sort of rock from side to side, swing from side to side, and then roll up. One vertebra at a time. Yes, and then we find mountain pose. So mountain pose, toes touch. And our palms are open, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. We're going to do a few half sun salutations, so follow me. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Pinky spiral in, look to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, hinge and fold, come all the way over, tuck your chin at the bottom. Inhale, flat back, just like we did, and exhale, forward fold. Now, instead of rolling up, you're going to ground into your feet and inhale, root to rise. So reverse that swan dive, reaching wide, looking up on the full inhale, and then exhaling the hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra, and back to Tadasana. Twice more. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. And Tadasana. One more. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive forward, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Rise up, gaze up. Reach up out of the rib cage, weights in the toes just a little bit, and then bring the hands to the heart. Back to Tadasana. Find your center, rock forward and back. You can separate your toes a little if you like. And just breathe, finding balance on 2 feet. So people say, well, this doesn't seem like a power practice. You do this every warm up. It's like, yeah, but even where you're going, you need to gradually go in. You know, I never jolt my body into a practice. It's not kind to my body. My body's just waking up. So even if we're going to, you know, 150 miles per hour, we're going to start gentle. And we're not going to 150 miles an hour. We're doing an intermediate practice. Denver agrees. Calm down. Yes, hello. Okay, find Tadasana and let's do Sun Salutation Classical. So fingers are splayed out. Toes touch, heels apart. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg comes back, down on the right knee. Inhale, arms to the sky for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come back and plant, step back, plank. Ashtanga Pranam, knees down, hips raise, elbows in, chest and chin. Lower down to the belly and inhale up. Salabhasana B. Exhale, lower down, press through all fours, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down, toe tucks, look forward, step forward, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Lift up out of the rib cage, hands to the heart. We're going to do that again. We're going to start with the left leg back. So inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep bend in the knees, left leg steps back, down on the left knee. Inhale, the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, step back. On the same exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. 8-point salute, knees down, hips raised, elbows in, chest and chin. Lower down, inhale up. Salabhasana B. Exhale, lower down, press through all fours, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Bottom of the exhale, left foot steps forward, right hand, knee down. Inhale, arms to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toe under, look forward, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful, moving on, back to Tadasana. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep bend in the knees, step back, plank pose. You can lower all the way to the belly or chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up into your cobra, maybe a little bit more in the back bend here. Or you can go into your upward facing dog if your body's ready. Then lower down, you can press through all fours or press to plank, downward facing dog. So I'm not going to keep repeating these options because I will leave it up to you to know what to do for yourself, okay? So you may start and go straight back to chaturanga and then decide, oh, I'm going to start to take it down a notch. So up to you. Good, take a nice full breath in and a long breath out. And then at the bottom of your exhale, you're going to look between your thumbs, soften your knees, jump, float, fly between your hands, and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and inhale, root to rise. Rise up, gaze up. I start to do little back bends here because my back is starting to open, and then I bring my hands to my heart. Coming back to Tadasana again. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive, forward, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, float, fly. Now I'm going to do a chaturanga. I'm going to break it down this first time. So inhaling forward. When I exhale, my elbows are right over my wrists or in that area, okay? Don't get too sticky, but that's the cue. Inhale up, upward facing dog. And then exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 2 more in. And out. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Again, deep breath in, open up your mouth. Stick out your tongue, go up. Good, come up on your toes. And then soften your knees. Look between your thumbs, jump, float, fly between your thumbs, and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, root to rise. Very good. Exhale, hands to the heart. Back to Tadasana. Okay, sun salutation B. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale your arms to the sky for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, prayer through you, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, float, fly, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right leg through. Plant your right foot near your right thumb. Left foot, left of center line, plants 45 degrees. Inhaling up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, take a vinyasa, chaturanga, urdhva mukha, adho mukha. Left leg high. Left leg steps through. Left foot, left thumb. Plant the right foot, 45 degrees. Same thing, other side, warrior 1 on the inhale. Exhale, hands come down, take a vinyasa. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in, come up on your toes. And exhale at the bottom of the exhale. Look between your thumbs, jump, float, fly between your thumbs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, arms to the sky, back to chair. And then inhaling up, little back bend, hands to the heart. Back to mountain. 1 more, bend your knees, drop your hips, inhale your arms to the sky, Utkatasana. Exhale, prayer through you, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump, float, fly, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right leg through. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, take a vinyasa. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left leg through. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, take a vinyasa. Two breaths in. And out. Deep breath in, up on my toes. Exhale, bend my knees. Drop your torso towards your thighs. Look between your hands. Jump, float, fly, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips, inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, stand up, find a little back bend, back to the hands, to the heart. Samasthiti equals standing, Anjali Mudra, hands down, Tadasana. Find a few breaths here. So I want you to be aware and mindful and grateful for what you just did. Like your body is either doing what I just did or it's on its way there. Or it is watching and preparing. So wherever you are on your journey, love it, love it. Love yourself along the way. Denver is just, he's a talking cat. That's the way he came out, he just talks. Okay, you guys ready? So have your blocks near, okay? Let's do a dancing warrior. So hands are open, eyes are open. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump, float, fly, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Guess what? I'm gonna do a push-up. Downward facing dog. Good, take the right leg high on the inhale and the right leg through on the exhale. Plant your back foot, inhale up, warrior one. On the exhale, straighten the front leg, open your hips out, heel toe that back, heel back a little bit more. Bend that right knee, open your arms to warrior two. So hold your warrior two just for a moment. And on the second round, we'll fly through these pauses. Ground yourself in your warrior two. So reaching out from the fingertips, relaxing the shoulders down, looking over your right shoulder. Fingers are together and active. So nice active hands and feet. Make sure you can see your big toe so that your right knee is open a little and not dipping in. And that you're grounded in all four corners of both feet. Good. Now, let's take a peaceful warrior. So take that front hand and turn the palm up. Take that back hand, slide it down your leg. Inhale up. And reach up to the sky and then back. So you've got this reaching and then the back hand is sliding for a side body stretch. And wherever your neck is happy, you're gonna look. So up to the sky, maybe. To the side, maybe. Grounding down, maybe. And try not to lose the bend in the front knee. Good, take several breaths. This is a beautiful posture. Really opens the side body. And play with your drishti, which is your gaze. So where is my neck the happiest right now? Good, now take a full breath in. And the exhale through warrior two, cartwheel down, step back and take a vinyasa. And I'm gonna take a push-up. You can if you would like, and skip it if you don't, right? Okay, left leg high. Left leg steps forward. Plant your right foot, left foot, inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, straighten that front leg, heel toe the back foot back. Open the hips and the shoulders to the side, warrior two. Grounding into warrior two, tailbone draws down, right? So no duck butt here. Really removing the arch from the back by drawing the tailbone down. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are on one line, hands are active, gaze is over that left third finger, and I have this left knee bent. My thigh is almost parallel to the mat. Good, and I'm grounding into my back foot and I'm really engaging that back quadricep. And I'm pretty much engaging my toes, lifting up in the inner arches, drawing the tailbone down, core in, shoulders relaxed. I know, it's a lot. Now let's inhale up to our peaceful warrior. Front palm spins up to the sky. Back hand slides over, reaching through my left third finger. Don't lose that bend in that left knee. And then play with your gaze. Reaching through your left third finger, opening the heart. Not too much. So if we open up the heart a lot, it turns into a back bend. So we're not gonna do that. Side body stretch. And try not to grip that back leg, right? So we can grip it and sort of hang out here, or we can use our core strength, which is what we're wanting to do today. Good. Inhale up, cartwheel over on the exhale, step back, chaturanga. Going through another push-up. Downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. And let's have everybody take a good break for child's pose. So knees down, toes touch, sit back on your heels, rest. Let your arms sink, let your forehead rest. See if you can stay out of your head and into your breath. Keep the mind focused on the breath. Staying present. You're in your practice. You're on your mat. Breathing. Good, one more deep breath in. Let's take a cleansing breath out, go. Good, come on up. And I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Okay, ground into your hands and your left foot, take your right leg up, bend your knee and open that hip. So really lift the right knee straight up, square the shoulders down and breathe. Good, and then we're gonna dial my right hip down, square it to the mat and take the right leg nice and high on the inhale. And on the exhale, I'm gonna step to my right thumb. I'm gonna pull my blocks in, and then I'm gonna take my left foot forward, facing forward, maybe out 10 degrees, and then I'm gonna straighten my right leg. Right foot is right of center line, left foot is left of center line for pyramid. Hips and shoulders square to the front, okay? And you step forward so you can drop that left heel down. And for now, take your blocks just on either side under your shoulders, and I want you to lift your heart and lift your tail like you would in downward facing dog. And take a few breaths. So relax the shoulders. My gaze is actually, because I'm lifting my heart, it's actually at the top edge of my mat. And just breathe here. Good, now I'm going to take my right hand and put it on my hip and pull my right hip back. And that is to square my hips forward because sometimes they want to pop out, but that's not the pose. We're pulling back. And then I want you to reach forward through the crown of the head. So pulling the right hip back and reaching forward with the crown of the head is going to give you the dynamics of pyramid pose. So pull that back and reach through the crown of the head, and then still lift the heart like upward facing dog. So we round in some postures, but this one is not. This is a flat back. Good. Now release your hand down, bend your right knee, grab your blocks, walk them forward. I'm going to actually adjust to see you, and then take your left knee leg up off the mat. Again, dial the left hip down. So the blocks can be as high or as low as you want. Maybe you don't even need them. Just breathe. Now soften that right knee and start to play with removing the blocks, your hands from the blocks. Balancing in warrior 3. Wobbling is perfectly fine. Again, I've got a lift in the heart, and I can flex that back heel and push through that back heel. And my shoulders are away from my ears, grounding into my right foot. Great, now let's step back and take our arms to the sky, back to warrior one. Move those blocks and take a vinyasa. I'm going to take a push-up. Down dog. Walk it out. Take that left leg up. Bend your knee, open the hip. Take the left knee straight up, square the left shoulder. Tucking the chin, reaching the crown of the head down. Knee part of the palms pressed down. Lifting that left knee straight up to the sky. And breathing in and out through the nose. Just tuning into the body, what's happening in your body. Lots of breathing in my body. And then I'm going to square my left hip, take my left leg long, and exhale, step through. Bringing my blocks in. I'm going to step my back foot forward, straighten my right leg, hips and shoulders square to the front for pyramid left side. And again, I'm just going to reach through the crown of the head, pull the left hip back, and hold this. Grounding into both feet evenly, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, flat back. I suppose your gaze could be straight down. Sometimes when I lift my heart, it goes a little bit forward. Just as long as I don't have a really intense bend in the neck, you're fine. Long, happy neck. Good, now take your left hand and put it on your hip and pull back. So you're giving yourself an assist by pulling that left hip back and reaching the crown of the head forward. And this requires a hold and some breath. Deep, deep hamstring stretch. Good. And now we're going to soften that left knee and take that right foot up. I'm going to step back so you can see me, but you just take that right leg up, dial the right hip down, and then flex that right foot. And again, your fingers are underneath your shoulders or hands. And you can place the blocks at whatever level feels right. Right hip dials down. And now I'm going to soften my left knee and I'm going to try to balance on my left foot. Maybe taking one hand off at a time. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Micro bend in the left knee. Gaze straight down. Good, now step back. Inhale the arms up to warrior one. And then we're going to come down, move the blocks, and take a vinyasa. Guess what I'm doing? 2 push-ups. You coming? Down dog. Let's take a child's pose to rest. Sit back on your heels and just breathe. Focusing on the breath. Grateful for what you're doing. And intending this gift of yourself to yourself, yoga. And health and wellness and connection and yoking body, mind, and spirit. It's huge. And it offers so much. It offers so much. I've often said that I think the world would be a better place if everybody practiced yoga. Good, one more deep breath in. Long cleansing breath out, go. And I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Have your blocks close, okay? All right. Take your right leg nice and high. Let's step through to warrior two. Cartwheel your arms up and then straighten your right leg. Now, heel toe your back foot in twice. And your back foot is going to be diagonally facing the left side of your mat, even over to the left more. And then take your left hand and wrap it behind you. Okay? So this prompts the opening of the left shoulder here. And just for a moment, stay here. And this is called bound prasarita. So take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, you're going to take your left hand and pull your hips away from the toes and reach forward. All the while keeping that left shoulder open. Hold this just for a few breaths. So I'm looking straight ahead. You're going to feel this in the right inner thigh here. Good, inhale, exhale, and then inhale, take your right hand down, open up that left shoulder, and it's as if your lower rib cage is spiraling up and that left hip comes down. So it's that dual action that creates the twist in the torso. Now when you're ready, release your left arm, find Guy Mudra. First finger meets the thumb, open up, shine your light. Shine out from the heart. Shine out like a star. Splay your fingers, open up your heart, and breathe. Now maybe your gaze goes to your top left fingers. Good, now inhale back up. You can release the mudra. Take a breath. Deep breath in. Exhale through warrior two and take a vinyasa. I'm doing 2 push-ups. Coming? Here we go. 1, 2. Down dog. Good job. All right, take our left leg up. And take your left leg through. Cartwheel up to warrior two. And then straighten that front leg. Heel toe that back foot in. Angle that back foot. And then take that right arm behind your back. Fingers are waving. So the back of my hand is against the left waist. Yeah. Shoulders are lifted and open. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to pull our hip to the right. Hold this. Nice inner thigh stretch here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And then inhale, take that hand down and release. The shoulder open, open, open. And then when you're ready, you take that top hand up. Guy Mudra, first finger meets the thumb. Opening up the shoulder. Bottom rib cage spirals up. Right hip down. Breathe. Good, inhale up, prasarita. Exhale, bend your left knee. Cartwheel your arms down. Take a vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling through 2 push-ups. Down dog, yes. Oh, delightful. Okay, right leg high, right leg through. Grab your blocks. Come up to a standing split. So my blocks are right under my shoulders. Flex that back left heel. Now, take your right hand to your right hip and look to the right wall. Hold here. Good, gaze comes back down, hand comes back down, step back. Good, straighten that front leg, adjust your blocks, take them back. Right foot is right of center line, back foot is back, left of center line. Take your right hand to your hip, pull it back just like we did. Take the gaze to the right. Now, come up on your spider fingers on your left hand and then take that right arm up. Keep that back flat. Revolve triangle. Guide mudra in the top hand, first finger meets the thumb. So if this is challenging, that's okay. You can keep your hand on your hip. You can take your gaze neutral or down. So find a place that you can hold for 3 breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Good, bend that knee, walk your blocks forward. Come back up to a standing split again. Take your left hand down to the block, take your right hand to your hip again. This time, look to the right, and when you're ready, release the arm to the sky. So we do this in increments because it can be an intense pose and we want our body to be ready. Find a place where you can breathe for 3 breaths. Back foot is in line with the hip, no higher. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Back leg steps back. Move the blocks. Take a vinyasa. Inhaling forward. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling up. Got 2 push-ups. 1, 2. Yes! Down dog. Good, good, good. Shake out your head. Left leg nice and high. Left leg steps through. Find your standing split. Left hand to your hip. Gaze to the left. Just hold it. Good, look down, step back. Straighten those legs. Draw the blocks back on either side of that left foot. Hips are square to the front, left hand comes to the hip. Look to the left. Tense your fingers on your block on your right hand, and then inhale the left arm to the sky. Revolve triangle. Back is flat, and the twist comes from the torso. Keep drawing that left hip back in space. Maybe take your gaze to your left third finger. If that's too intense, just straight to the side. Find someplace you can take 3 breaths. Try to ground your feet. Good, then inhale out. Soften that knee, walk your blocks forward. Come back up to your standing split. Dial that right hip down. Find your right hand on your block, right under your shoulder, left hand to your hip. Look to the side, and then when you're ready, release that left arm up. And 3 breaths. Inhale, come down. Step back, move the blocks, and take a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, roll over your toes, up dog. Exhale, 3. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Down dog. Take a break, come on down. Find your child's pose. Well done, yogis. Well done. So good. Good, so I'm actually gonna walk my knees forward and sit down between my heels. Preparing for reclined hero. So there's a few different ways you can do this depending upon the flexibility in your body and if you have any rods or screws in your neck or back, right? That's always an option. Many people have had back surgeries and have to modify. Okay, of course, you know who you are. So take your hands to your feet and come down on your elbows. This is a neutral back, neutral neck. And I could stay right here and still press down with my knees. Okay, if you have knee surgery, that's another thing. Lots of people have had knee surgeries, in which case you just won't do this, right? You will not sit on your knees like this. You'll skip it and watch, or go ahead. So pressing down and lifting the hips up, keeping the neck neutral. If you have the accessibility in your body, you're going to come all the way down. Then take your knees closer together and take your elbows over your head, reaching for opposite elbows. And then you lift your sternum to the sky, chin in line with the sternum tucks. Nice long neck. Try to take the knees back together and then breathing. Try to find a place where you can take 5 deep full breaths. They're putting a new roof on across the street. Can you hear them pounding? I'm like, oh my gosh. Hammering and pounding. Well, you know what? We do our practice with whatever's going on, don't we? We don't stop because someone around us is doing something. We stay the course and do what we want to do and take care of ourselves, right? And we let the pounding and the hammering be part of our practice and how we deal with outside activity. Like, how do you respond to things that you wouldn't choose, right? So I find that the pain is in the resistance. So if we grip against it, it's really only hurting us. They're gonna pound on that roof and make that new roof. Or we can just soften and say, oh, that new roof is gonna look really nice. And just keep going, right? It's up to us. The choice is always up to us. That's where our power lies, you know, the ability to choose. Take your hands back to your feet if you're all the way down. Come on up. And then we're going to come on up and we're going to do a camel. So for now, just tuck your toes under and sit in neutral. Take a few breaths here. I tend to not go from one pose to the next really quickly if it's intense, because we need to give our backs a chance to neutralize. Even though we're going into a back bend, we just did one. I find transitions to be nicer and softer if they're slower and more gradual. My body likes it. Good, come up on your knees. Again, so you may or may not want to do this. You're gonna bring your hands to your back pockets, right? and all of your fingers are together facing down. Your shoulders are square to the front, and you're going to press your hips forward. Now you have the option just to stay right here. Hang out right here, especially if you have anything going on with your neck, okay? You can also bring the floor higher by tucking your toes under. So we're going to grab our heels, toes tucked or not. Grab your heels and push your hips forward. Again, you can option to stay here. If you want the full expression of the pose, you're going to look up and drop back. And you're going to grab your heels and push your hips forward and look back. Just drop that head back if you're able to do that. Good, take your hands back to your pockets. Just gradually neutralize your spine. Good, and sit back on your heels. Nice. Camel pose is wonderful. We don't do it often. It tends to be pretty intense, but there's so many benefits. That heart opener gets the blood flowing, really opens the heart, shoulders, hips, back. It's a great posture. Good, so we're winding down now. And go ahead and come down onto the floor, onto your back. And just rest a neutral spine now, especially after that intense stretch. And heart opener and back bend. So just let your palms face up and take a few breaths. You know, the body is an amazing, amazing instrument. It is so wise, and if we listen to it, it'll tell us. Sometimes if I go into a pose and it's not ready, it'll tell me, not yet, not yet. The trick is to listen to it, isn't it? The trick is to listen a lot to our bodies, to ourselves, to each other, to our planet. Pull your right knee in, take your left leg long. Switch. Both knees in. Then squeeze your nose with your knees. Take a few breaths. Good, lower down. Take your arms out like a T. Little sacral rock left and right. Take a deep breath in. And exhale your knees over to the left. If you need to shift your hips over to the right a little bit, you can do that. What I'm looking for is a line from my shoulder to my hips that's pretty straight. I still have my beanie on. Chin to the right shoulder, palms are down, breathe. Two more. Good, take your gaze to neutral, knees to neutral. If you want, you can press into your feet, lift your hips over to the left a little. Then draw the knees over to the right. That'll create more of a long line and a straight line from my shoulder to my hip. Palms are down, chin to left shoulder. Close your eyes and relax. Let those shoulders settle in. Let your breath be easy. Try to stay with your breath. Focusing on the inhales and the exhales. Letting everything else be soft. Good. And then inhale back to center. Take the knees back to center. Give yourself a little bridge. And lower down. Good. Hug those knees in. Take your arms inside your thighs. Reach for the outsides of your feet for happy baby. Maybe side to side action. And pulling those knees towards the shoulder corners. Tucking the chin. Feeling that long spine all the way from the back to the coccyx. Again, the weight of the legs assisting the length of the spine. And taking the soles of the feet together, resting them down for supine. Butterfly, reclined bound angle. Letting the body be heavy on the mat. With every exhale, just softening a little more. And then when you're ready, taking your knees together and stretching your legs out long. You can turn the lights out. If you have any lights over your head. Rest in Shavasana. Let yourself really be heavy here. Knowing that your full weight is supported by the earth. And it will be. You'll never fall through. What does it feel like to be supported like this? You know, what does it feel like to be resting completely on the mat so that you can just let go? It feels really good in my body. And sometimes I have to give myself permission. You can let go. Nothing's going to fall apart. You can let go. And I always find I can let go more. There's always some tension somewhere, even after practice, where I can bring my attention to that place and just release it with my mind and my breath. The mind and the breath do wonders to help the body. And being aware of the parts of your body touching the mat, touching the earth. And with every exhale, just allowing yourself to be a little heavier. Allowing the pounding and the hammering and the sounds around us to be what they are. Without resistance, you know? Grateful for a practice. I thank the yogis for developing this practice for me, for you. There's so many that are finding it. And it's been around for thousands of years. for some of us, we've just found it. It's truly transformative, has been in my life. Truly. Take a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and rotate your wrists. Maybe wiggle your toes and rotate your ankles. Open up your mouth. Stick out your tongue. Gentle movement of the head from side to side. Deepening the breath. Taking your arms over your head, stretching long, toes in front, fingers behind you, full breath in. Letting go with a sigh. And then drawing the knees into the chest. Making your way over to one side. And resting your cheek on your bicep like a pillow. So what do you want to leave behind you? What's not working? What would make it lighter for you to walk through the world if you let it go? Maybe some resistance? Maybe trying to control other people? Sometimes I notice that when people don't do what I want, it creates resistance. I can let that go. I support you in releasing anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Good. Press into your palm. Come into a comfortable seat. I'll come to you. Oh, this beanie does keep me warm. I really like it. Thank you for practicing with me today. What a long, beautiful practice, right? I'd love to hear your comments on how this worked for you. If you were able to do the whole thing, how you felt about it. Your feedback is welcome as long as it's productive. Yeah. I aim to serve you, right? I aim to serve you. And through serving you, I serve myself. So it gives me so much. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for coming. Be gentle with yourself today. And always, and as always, from my heart to yours. Namaste.